modeler. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so can you? Yeah, fine.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. I'm doing well.
Okay, fine.
This meeting is being recorded and/or transcribed.
There's a slight lag when you're talking, sir.
Yeah. Still, I didn't. There was some like recording. Okay, so
Okay,
so can you differentiate the supervised and unsupervised approaches? How they differ?
okay, sir. Supervised learning is when you give labeled data to the system and it will learn with the help of supervision from the data. Unsupervised learning is when you give the data and let the machine learn by itself, sir. Supervised learning is usually algorithms like regression, classification, and all that. Unsupervised learning is clustering, and it detects patterns, k-means.
Okay, some of the applications of unsupervised learning where they are applied.
Unsupervised learning is it's applied in places where we do not know the patterns of data, like a recommendation system. So when we feed data through an unsupervised learning algorithm, it learns by itself. It will learn what are the recommendations of the user. It will be very useful in recommendation systems mainly, and in situations where clustering is involved, like similar patterns of data.
Okay. Suppose you have an outlier in your data.
Yes, sir.
So then will your clustering be affected because of that performance of your cluster?
It won't be affected, sir, because in clustering it wouldn't it wouldn't cluster the data along with this, because it would be, the outlier would be somewhere in the graph. It wouldn't be with the data that is clustered, so it wouldn't be affected. The performance of the algorithm wouldn't be affected.
So where then cluster, if there is an outlier, it will affect?
It would be affected. It won't be affected in soft clustering, but in hard clustering, it might be affected, sir.
Okay. What is soft clustering? What is hard clustering?
Soft clustering. Soft clustering is when we assign like probabilities and there are soft overlaps. But hard clustering is when there are no overlaps in the clusters.
It's okay.
In the graph.
So what is EM algorithm talks about? EM.
EM. EM. EM is like it stands for expectation maximization, and it's an iterative method to it finds maximum likelihood, sir, or it also finds maximum a posteriori estimates of parameters. It is used.
Can you give an example?
Like it is used when the model like depends on unobserved variables. Like it's used in such cases.
Can you give any example of algorithm which uses the EM strategy?
It is used in like it can be used in Gaussian mixture model, sir. Like that is an algorithm where we can apply this strategy.
So what are the parameters that govern a Gaussian distribution?
In Gaussian distribution, mean and standard deviation, sir.
So can naive-Bayes model be applied for continuous variables?
Sorry, sir, I didn't hear you properly.
So can you apply naive-Bayes, right?
Yes, sir.
For continuous variables?
Yes, sir. We can apply it for continuous variables, sir.
How?
We can use it by using a Gaussian model, sir, a Gaussian naive-Bayes model. In that we can apply for continuous variables.
Okay. So how do you estimate the posterior probability?
Posterior probability can be estimated by using the formula like likelihood into prior probability divided by evidence. It can be estimated by using the formula P of B by A, sir. If we find P of B by A, we get the posterior probability.
Okay, so while applying naive-Bayes, is there any drawback?
Drawbacks. We might run into the zero frequency errors.
So okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Okay, done.